go ahead and get started now. Thank you all for being here with us today. I am joined by head coach of Duquesne, Dan Burt, Megan McConnell, and Journey Kia-Coop. So the way that this will work, we will go through here our opening statement from Coach, then we'll open up to questions for Megan and Journey. After that, we'll excuse them and then take questions for Coach. When it comes time for questions, so we just please ask that you say your name and affiliation. Coach?
I feel really good about today's win. I felt like it was a total team effort. We had 3 people in double figures, but we got many, many contributions, some of those that don't show up in the box score with how we defended, how we cutted, how hard we played. Rami Kiatu in particular, just keeping possessions alive with being so aggressive. Fordham is an outstanding rebounding team, and today to be within 3 of them with our size and the difference in size really shows the fight that our team has. Really happy about the win today and how we started with shooting the ball and shooting it with great confidence as we started the game.
We'll open it up to questions now for Megan and Journey.
For Daniel, Frank, Baytown Talk, for either of the players, you guys had a great start to this game. Journey, you scored, I think it was 4 seconds into the game, and you jumped out to that 21-1 run. What went into the start of this game for you guys?
I think just our preparation and focus leading up to this week has been really sharp, and you couldn't have asked for us to start any better. And we always focus on punching first, and we really did that today.
Chris Powell, Coach Ladd. Megan, congratulations being named the 18 Defensive Player of the Year.
Thank you.
Today, you led the team with 7 assists. How were you able to create opportunities for your teammates to keep the offense going?
Yeah, I mean, I think the system that we play in just really helps me get the ball in transition and look ahead for my teammates. I just try to put them in the best possible position to score. And when you have Journey in the backcourt, it's pretty hard to stop her. And then when you have shooters around you and we're making shots, we're pretty hard to stop overall.
Amanda, you guys lost 2 regular season games to Fordham in the regular season by a combined 5 points. What takeaways do you guys have from that game that really helped with today's win?
I think the first 2 times we played them, we didn't play our best at all, and we knew we lost by one possession both times. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and so I think we came out and we really put it on them.
You guys get Richmond up next, a rematch of last year's semifinals. I'm curious what your thoughts are on seeing them again.
Yeah, Richmond's a really good team. They have a lot of experience, a lot of depth, but if we play like we did today, it should be a very good game.
Any more questions for Megan or Journey? All right. Ladies, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll open it up to questions now.
Journey, did you say anything?
We got the dub, that's all that matters.
That tape, let me fix this tape. I think it's off.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, well, I got it.
Yeah. Thanks, ladies.
Sorry, Jordan.
There we go.
Thank you. All right.
Coach Jenny Kapner with Peacock will be calling the game tomorrow. Just curious what the difference is with this team, the growth of this team since you last faced Richmond to going into tomorrow now.
We have great respect for Richmond. I in particular do. I've known Aaron for a long time, and I think he's assembled a really good basketball team. I've said this before that I've been in this league 18 years, and the Xavier teams, when McGuff was coaching them and they were top 5 in the country, and when Jaber had the Dayton teams that went to the Elite 8, that's who I compare Richmond to. I think they're that good. And they certainly showed it when we played against them. The day that we played against them, we tried to do some things that did not work, obviously. And it was outside of our wheelhouse. It was stuff that, it was things that we did not do in any other game this year. And we won't be doing tomorrow. We'll leave the answer at that because I don't want to say anything more. Don't want to tip anything off.
But what have you seen in the growth of your players, I guess, is more?
Well, we're the youngest team in the Atlantic 10. We have six of our roster. We have 12 people on our roster, and 6 of them are freshmen. You look out there, there's times when we have 3 freshmen, sometimes even 4 freshmen on the floor with Meg. And so, it's a learning process. When we came here 2 days ago, it was a learning process. They've never been in this gym. They haven't really understood what a conference tournament is. And so there's a lot of teaching that goes on with that. We went to a gym yesterday, Big Ben's gym, Ben Wallace's gym. That's kind of what we do when we come in early for the conference tournament. And they had no idea even who Ben Wallace was because they're that young. So we had a little history lesson there. And they have to understand that the blood flows in March. And they're kids. They're still kids. You can say, hey, freshmen can't be freshmen when it's February or January or March now. But they are still kids. But they have to understand that the blood flows in March and how physical the game is going to be and how it's going to be officiated. And I thought today was an excellent game, excellent officiating. And so that's what you really want to teach your kids. It's not about Ben Wallace. It's really about how physical it's going to be, how the stakes are very simple. There can't be any my bads. We certainly proved that today, and tomorrow will be a tall task, and we're looking forward to playing them.
You guys shot over 60% from the field in the first. What did you see early on that was clicking so well for this team?
When the ball goes in the basket, you tend to have that confidence and that rhythm that the next one's going to go down, and not just you as an individual, but as a team. I think we're 3rd or 4th in the country in made threes per game. We make more than 10 threes a game, so this is not something that's uncommon for us. I know that when we've made more than 10 threes, we're 15-2 overall. And so when those first couple ones went down, I had a pretty good feeling that it was going to be a good day for us.
Coach, Megan was, as usual, outstanding for you guys, but she played 39 minutes for you guys today. Is that at all a concern moving forward into tomorrow?
Not one bit. Meg will be ready to play 40 minutes again tomorrow. If we're fortunate enough to advance past tomorrow, then it's going to take its toll a little bit on her. But she is, to borrow the words of Gino, great players never get tired, and Meg's a great basketball player. She does not get tired. She's different. She is built different.
Do you have any other questions for Coach Burt? All right.
Thank you for supporting women's basketball. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being with us today. I am joined by head coach of Fordham, Bridgette Mitchell, Irene Murray, and then Taylor Donaldson. We'll go ahead and get our opening statement from Coach. I'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Then we will take questions for Coach at the end. I do ask that you say your name and affiliation, please, when it's time for questions. Coach.
This has been a fun season, and it's been mainly fun because of these two. Irene and TD have poured their heart into the program, and TD having 2 years, but Irene having 1. And you can ask TD herself, it was a different feel this year for us as a team. Multiple people wanting to compete and get better, and it's much more fun when you play that way. And so for these two to come in every single day, no surprise here that they played over 30 minutes, to come in every single day and pour their heart out into this program to help us be a better program and put Fordham on the map is greatly appreciated. This was a phenomenal season because of them, not necessarily wins and losses, but because we had the type of leadership that Fordham is about and what I'm looking for in our recruits. So I want to thank these two. Today wouldn't have even been a even closer game if it wasn't for these two and what they've been able to do for our season, but for us tonight.
You have 2 seniors sitting here right now. A group of Fordham players not going to be suiting up for Fordham anymore. You've had your first 2 years at Fordham. Can you just talk about the importance of this class specifically that graduated and you kind of getting accustomed to Fordham over the last 2 years or so?
Yeah, I think that when you say get accustomed to Fordham, is more Fordham getting accustomed to me, right, in terms of our style of play and what we are becoming, right? When you take over a program, it's hard to learn the ropes of the institution, but then also lead the players that you inherited, try to get new players, nature of the transfer portal. There's so many factors that come into play, and for these 2 players specifically, in terms of their leadership, they're what Fordham's about. In terms of their work ethic, they're what Fordham's about. In terms of how they show up for each other and their teammates, that's what Fordham's about. And so having led these past 2 years, having Taylor for 2 years and Irene coming in and not skipping a beat with Irene leading we call them Mac trucks, with our post players, with her leading that every day is what we're working towards.
Tucker Austin, WFUV Sports. Coach, how proud are you of the culture that you were able to build over the course of this full season?
We're not there yet. We're working on it. Culture is something that you do every day. We were just really fortunate to have these 2 leading us daily.
And for both of you guys, it's the last time you're going to be lacing up with Fordham, specifically TD. It feels like both of you have excelled at every single level of basketball you've played up to this point. But specifically here, it seems like you guys have blossomed into real stars of this sport. Can you just talk about these 2 years, obviously having success other places, but coming here and it feeling a bit different maybe?
I think it just starts with Coach B pouring into us and the coaching staff pouring into us every day. I mean, we put in the work every day and they're confident in us, and I think that's something that has allowed me and Irene to flourish here and play our styles and our best brand of basketball.
Yeah, I agree with TD. I think it starts with Coach B giving us a lot of confidence. To me particularly, like that's important for me, like the mental aspect. So she's always super positive, and she gives us a lot of confidence to play our game freely, so that's very important.
What are the questions we have for Irene and Taylor?
Amanda, A10, obviously the first quarter didn't go as the team had hoped, but what was the message to the team in between the first and second quarter, so to come out and shoot 40% from the field in the second quarter?
To me? Yeah, we just talked about it not being easy. We knew that they were going to go on a run. We didn't expect it to be in the first quarter because we talk about punching first, and they came out ready to go. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, and we wanted to be able to do that. But our actions in that first quarter dug us in a hole. That first half dug us in a hole, and we've shown it's in our identity to always fight. We're going to continue to fight, and we just were down at a huge deficit. It was too much to climb back from. But you saw how aggressive we're going to play and how we're going to make our best attempt at setting the tone, and that's something that we were able to do to make a change in this game. Sorry.
For Irene, Coach mentioned that you've only been here for a year because you transferred in. So can you just describe your experience sort of finding your role and finding your place within this team?
Well, it was pretty easy because Coach B made it clear in the beginning of the season what she was looking for on me. So I was trying to lead the post team, and that's what I tried to do. Yeah.
One more question for TD. You had on the black mask today. It seemed like you were just kind of battling discomfort all game long. Can you just talk about the amount of effort and how much you care about this program, and why it kept you out there, why it kept you playing, why it kept you competing the entire way?
Yeah. Coming to conference tournament, everybody wants to win. It's going to be hard. Nothing's going to be easy, like Coach B said. So it's going to be a dogfight the whole time, and just not giving up on my team. My teammates were there for me, and me being there for them, and that's what's kind of propelled me to keep going.
Have any more questions?
One more for the players. Just kind of talking about just your consistency throughout the year. Arena, you've been a 50% shooter from the floor since literally you put on the Fordham uniform for the first time. TD, you've had literally, I think, 2 games where you haven't made a three-pointer in your 2 years at Fordham. So just talk about how you guys are able to, every time you put on the maroon and white, just be that consistent and that top dog for Coach B and for the rest of your players.
I would say it's all confidence. We know what she wants from us day in and day out every game, and obviously we're the leaders of the team, so they're going to follow us. So I think just us being consistent is super important to how we play and our style of play, and the players, like our teammates, following us in that lead.
Yeah, I agree. I think it comes from the confidence that the coaches are putting on us. Like, if we miss, they still gonna run plays for us, so that's very important for me.
And Coach, kind of piggybacking off that, what's one more thing? I know obviously you've touched on it a lot so far, but just their role overall, not just as players, but as people for this team. As obviously they are leaders on the court when they put on their uniforms, but when you guys are in practice, when you guys are in the locker room, when you're on the bus, on the plane, talk about how that leadership is still so valuable to the culture, not just in the games, but outside of the games.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear, they're awesome people, but they're competitive players. When they come into practice, we're competing every single day, and they're showing up to compete and want to win. There's a mentality that you have to have coming into Fordham and being a Fordham women's basketball player, and it's to compete. And these two have done it the most consistently, and not having been here for very long, but that's what we're about, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And so for them, we know they're great people. They're killing in the classroom. They're elite academically and masters on this and masters on that, and high 4.0 GPAs. They're exceptional young women, and above that, when it comes to on the court, they're competitors, and they led our team in that spirit. There hasn't been a time where they haven't been first pick for the post, first pick for the guard. All season long, when we're picking teams, it's no surprise that they're always the first for their position, and that's because they show up every day and want to compete and to win.
We have any more questions? Great. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you very much.